Welcome to RouterForums.com member video series.
Hi, I'm Mike, one of the moderators on RouterForums.com. My shop is in my garage, and it's jammed to overflowing with my industrial tools and my woodworking items, plus overflow from the house. It's difficult to move around sometimes, but I still make sawdust and get the projects done. This is a how-to for creating your own sub-base plate so you can use guide bushings with your router. The first step is to remove the sub-base plate from your router and put some double-sided carpet tape on. The next step is to attach your router's sub-base plate to the material you're going to use for making your new sub-base plate. Then you have to rough cut it to shape, as you can see Brian doing on this small bandsaw. Now that our material is rough cut to size, we flip it over with the factory base plate still taped to the bottom. We install a pattern bit in the router table and a safety starting pin. We adjust the bit height so that the bearing will ride against the factory sub-base plate. Next we take and rotate off the pin onto the turning router bit until the bearing contacts the factory base plate. Then we simply turn this around and the bit will follow the factory base plate and give us an exact reproduction. This is what your new material will look like once you've completed turning it against the pattern bit. The next step is to drill the holes for mounting your new sub-base plate to your router. We used a drill press, but you could do this if you were careful with a hand drill. The easiest way to find center on your base plate is to simply use a straight edge on the router mounting holes. Once you've marked the location, you're all set to drill. This adapter shows what we have to accomplish. You start by drilling the large diameter hole just deep enough for the guide bushing to sit flush. Then you drill your through hole. Some people like to do this with Forstner bits. I prefer using hole saws. The final step is to countersink the attachment holes where the screws will bolt this plate to the bottom of your router. As you can see in the photo, we have a Porter cable style guide bushing installed, and it's ready to attach to the router and use. Now that you've completed your new sub-base plate for your router, I'd like to say a word about choosing guide bushings to use with it. In this photo, you can see that all the guide bushings are brass, which stays secure when you fasten it to your router. Steel guide bushings have a tendency to loosen up as you're using them. You'll also note that all the collars are the same height. I think this is a really good choice because that way it doesn't matter, you can use them with any template thickness, 1/4 inch or bigger. Some sets that are offered have higher collars on the larger sizes, and that restricts you to using 1/2 inch for your template material. This particular set is from Woodcraft, and a pretty good deal at $20 on sale. Keep in mind that if you choose to use the larger router workshop style guide bushings, you have more possibilities and offsets, and it's easier working with your projects. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and get out and make some sawdust.
Be sure to check out other member videos in the videos section at RouterForums.com/videos.